Mark Nizer back with the Kids Cooped Up Series. Today we're going to do something with corks and spoons. So get those ready and let's get started. So for today's project, you're going to need a couple corks. Any will do. From wine bottles are usually your best way to acquire these. And you're looking for the smooth side on both. In this case, it's the red wine side in here, as opposed to the cork side, which usually has a little hole or is a little less flat on that edge. We're also going to want to get some spoons. You're going to need 4 spoons. They can either be identical. If they're not identical, if you could have 2 that are the same, so these 2 are the same and these 2 on the ends are the same. And you'll need 2 glasses. Bigger openings on the top is good, and not too high, but about medium height is good as well. They can be rounder and than these as well, and that should get you started with the equipment we're going to need today. Today I'm going to teach you guys some fun you can do with corks and spoons. First off, I'm going to start with just a basic cork from any wine bottle. These are, you can find them around the house, no doubt. If not, ask your parents and you can come up with something. A cork basically is just a little cylinder. We're looking for the flat edge if possible. There's a side that's usually opened with a corkscrew, which is a little rougher, like this edge. You can see the hole right here. The other side is going to be a little smoother, and that was the side that was down inside the wine bottle. And what we're going to do is we're going to bounce the corkscrew by dropping it just at a slight angle, kind of like this. And as we let go of it, it will bounce, and it should, if you do it just at the right angle, it'll land upright like that. So that's the secret, and that's the idea that we're shooting for today. So basically, the angle that I usually shoot for is maybe a 20-degree angle or a 10-degree angle more likely. And you just do a little bit of that, and a little luck, it should do that. So normally it's going to go, if you're doing the angle drop, it's going to come in it's going to bounce towards the side that has the lower part on it, right? So you're going to want to do that like that, and just keep playing around with the angle a little bit, and you'll get it just dialed in just perfectly, almost. So maybe just a little bit less and a little less height. So you're going to adjust the height and the angle slightly until you get that perfect combination of angle and height. And then when you get it just right, you can really dial that in pretty smooth. So if you had multiple corks, you're going to, again, want to always make sure the flat spot is facing forward, and the low spot, the smooth edges, are going to be facing down. And you're just going to dial those in a little bit, and with a little luck, once you get them perfectly lined up, they should start to do their magic. Each cork is different. You're going to have to do a little bit differently for each one. Now we're going to play around with some spoons and a glass. Glass is a better choice for what we're going to do because plastic cups are a little too lightweight, and the glass has to have a little bit of mass to it for this to work properly. So for this to work, you're going to take a glass. It can be a normal size glass. This is a sort of a smaller glass, but any kind of round bar glass will work. You want it to be kind of a thicker glass so that it can handle a spoon coming inside it. So basically take your cup and just set it somewhere on a flat, stable surface like a nice table or something. And you're going to take 2 spoons. It doesn't matter what they are. They need to be more like teaspoons, and you just want to have 2 of them. If they're similar, that's good. Certainly in size, that's helpful. And place the 1 spoon about a 1/2 inch from the glass itself, with the handle part closer to the glass. And then take your other spoon and slide the spoon directly in line with the first spoon so that it's just barely touching the spoon itself underneath here. And now for the tricky part, you're going to basically take your hand and you're going to just bang it like in a fist motion this way, hitting this spoon, which in a perfect world will flip the spoon to land in the glass. Let's give it a try. So if it misses like that, it's probably because you hit it too hard, which is what I just did. So I'm going to back off a little bit on the amount of power that I'm going to do. And perfect, goes right in there. Let's see that in slow motion. Sometimes I like to push myself to the limits a little bit. So we're going to line up 2 of these babies, get them out there, and double up our spoons and get them all lined up perfectly here. So we're going to do this part flipped around this way, about a 1/2 inch away from each glass, dead center on both. And then line up your spoons, again lined up perfectly straight and just barely having those touching those areas there. And again, it's a nice gentle but firm banging. We're going to just come straight down like this, and let's see if this works.